Live from Arkansas's breaking news leader, Fox 16 News at 5:30 starts now.
It was like, It was shaking just a little bit, and she ran.
Yeah, it was kind of scary in the middle of it. We were just sitting there. We were all panicking.
And they have every reason to. At least 2 confirmed EF1 tornadoes touching down in southern Arkansas, leaving a path of destruction. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Kelly. The past 24 hours have been brutal. In addition to tornadoes packing more than 65-mile-per-hour winds, other areas were doused with heavy rain, causing major flooding, power outage, and certainly a lot more. We have team coverage across the state as communities continue to deal with those high waters. Right now, we want to check in with our breaking news. We have learned that 1 person is dead in Polk County after drowning. The sheriff's office saying it happened just north of Dover on Wallace Ridge Road. Deputies blaming the incident on rising floodwaters. Jessie Tenor is there right now. She joins us live with the very latest on this. Jessie?
I'm here live on Wallace Ridge Road, and you can see the man's car right here behind me where it got stuck on a log. And so what we're being told from the Polk County Sheriff's Office is that they were first reported that the 31-year-old man was missing. They spotted his car here stuck on the log, and then you can see how strong the current is. It carried the man's body downstream here, where they were able to locate the body sometime later. And deputies are still waiting on releasing any more information about this 31-year-old man because they're still trying to contact all of his family members. And again, you can just see how strong this current is behind me. And so even if you need to get to this area, police are saying please avoid it at all costs until some of this flooding dies down a little bit. Back to you.
As a result of the severe weather, at least 13 counties have been declared disaster areas by the Arkansas Department of Emergency Management. Here's what we have so far. Take a close look at this map, because every county that you see shaded in red has been declared a disaster area. But let's be clear, this list could very well grow in the coming hours. Of course, we'll keep you updated throughout the night. One of the counties declared a disaster area, Ouachita County, and for good reason. A confirmed EF1 tornado ripped through the town of Bearden. Fox 16's Ken Buffa joining us live with a closer look at the damage as well as the cleanup efforts. Ken.
Well, Kevin, you can see right behind me the damage from that EF1 tornado. This tree has been completely uprooted. And if I take you along this path here, you can see this carport toppled over. And this is just a small fraction of the damage here in Bearden.
And it formed right over the mill. And then it about took a L turn about right through here.
Gunnar Cook paints the picture where a possible tornado barreled through Bearden Sunday night.
When the power went out, we started looking out the window and we see a funnel out over there down that way.
It was like just...
Cook and his family spent the evening seeking shelter.
It was like, It was shaking just a little bit, and she ran.
Yeah, it was kind of scary in the middle of it. We were just sitting there. We were all panicking.
When relatives aren't waiting out storms, most children are found here at the youth house, where neighbors say you'll find the most brutal damage.
We go over there and hang out sometimes.
Surrounding the hangout, shingles wedged in trees, coiled power lines, and toppled carports decorate the road.
I was over here and seen it start coming down. We was outside in the yard, and when we started seeing it, we went back in the house.
With no injuries reported, Cook and his family feel relieved. Just as fast as the powerful storm ripped things down, the power of help brought them right back up.
When we have a disaster happen like this, most people get out and we just try to help out.
Now this tree you see here, this is one of the uprooted ones, but this one's not alone. You can see right over here, there's many more, some falling on homes, but the worst you saw was in that youth house. Everybody here is accounted for. Police are telling us there has been no injuries. The name of the game now is cleanup. We're live in Bearden. Ken Buffa, Fox 16
Certainly good
News.
news, Ken. How widespread is the damage, though? Is it pretty much located in one particular area, or is it widespread?
Well, some of the neighbors, like you heard, they said that it came through this way, it cleared over, then it kind of hopped onto that side. It made like what they call an L shape. So right now there's just debris mostly everywhere, debris wrapped around phone poles, wrapped around power lines. So they're saying an L shape is what they're calling it, but when they did see it, they took shelter because they wanted to make sure that they stayed alive to live another day.
Ken Buffa, live in Bearden. All right, thanks very much. Certainly Bearden not the only place where a confirmed tornado was reported. Calhoun County also hit with an EF1. Reports of downed trees and power lines are being reported to the sheriff's office there. Authorities are estimating a 150-yard wide path of fallen trees in some parts. Over at the Highland Industrial Park, as you can see here, 6 railroad boxcars are blowing off their tracks during the storm, leaving one blocking part of Highway 203. Park President Gene Hill says the railroad cars were empty.
What we do here at this facility is we store empty rail cars for, a variety of companies. So 99% of the cars out here in the industrial park are empty cars, and that's the case with these.
Roof damage was also reported on some of the plants inside the park. Well, to the east, many believe a possible tornado caused major damage to homes and trees in a Lee County neighborhood. Fox 16's Jonathan Rizal back from that area with an up-close look at some of the destruction there. So how bad is it, Jonathan?
You know, Kevin, a lot of damage done to that area. A lot of people in Lee County tell me that strong winds came at a time when they were trying to get a good night's sleep. Take a look for yourself. You have uprooted trees, blown off roofs, and down power lines are just some of the destruction done by strong winds. One homeowner tells me her husband heard what sounded like a freight train heading towards their home. They quickly grabbed their daughter, who was asleep in the back room, and hunkered down in the hallway. She says within seconds, they believe a twister was on top of their home.
I thought the walls are fixed to come down on top of us right now, and then as soon as I thought it was just completely over. It was done, and we stood up and I started calling family and friends to see if everybody was okay because I knew we had been hit.
Now, good thing, though, no one was hurt when those winds came blowing through town there. Now, when I left, several people in the community, from neighbors to volunteers, were helping to clean up the damage. Kevin, back to you.
Well, Jonathan, let me ask you this. As of this hour, we know of 2 confirmed EF1 tornadoes. Do we know what the status is in Lee County? Has that been confirmed, or is that still being assessed?
You know, Kevin, while that damage does look like a tornado hit, I've been told by the National Weather Service that they do have a team in that area right now looking at the damage, and we will know more later tonight.
All right, Jonathan, keep us posted. Appreciate it. Many wondering tonight what could be in store for them over the next couple of days, especially asking if we're going to see any more rain or possibly even worse. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Baskin standing by in the Weather Center. Jeff, certainly a crazy 24 hours with a lot of damage, unfortunately 1 death, but how do we look moving forward?
It was an extremely big storm system that affected the entire area over the last few days, but now things are really starting to change. The pattern is going to become very different. Instead of warm and stormy, we're going to transition to a cool and quiet pattern, which is good. We don't want any more rain over the next few days. We're not going to get any. All the rain is out of the state. Still have some clouds and much colder, actually feeling almost like winter out there. The storm system that brought the rain and the storms spiraling up into the Great Lakes, and the storms pushing well to the east, but still some clouds, even a couple of flurries across parts of west central and northwest Arkansas, but nothing significant. Temperatures much colder in the 30s and 40s, and the wind making it feel even colder. Those winds still 10 to 20 miles per hour with some higher gusts, but those winds will subside overnight. Temperatures dropping into the 30s. Coming up in just a few minutes, I'll show you why you'll need to keep those winter coats handy over the next few days.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. Flooding seems to be everywhere in the state and in Yell County. Swift water rescue crews have certainly been busy, getting called out 6 times, all within the last 24 hours. Fox 16 Stephanie Sharp was on the scene during one of those rescues. She joins us live now in Danville with a closer look at that. Stephanie.
Yeah, Kevin, now we're just alongside the Petit Jean River, where right now it is at major flood stage. Take a look behind me. It is, as you can see, it's up at this this building, this little shed right here on the edge of Danville. Typically, this is just a plot of land and also a road that goes right here, but it's all covered with water. A lot of people in the area say that this is some of the biggest or the highest they've seen this river in their lifetimes.
it's scary.
Brittany Blankenship and her husband Todd keeping a close eye on the rising Petit Jean River in Danville.
It's come up about 2 inches since in 2 hours.
The two own Blankenship pit stop just feet from the high water.
We sandbag the back door, try to keep it out of the shop, try to keep it out of our office, and just hoping for the best.
It's spilling into homes and churches across the town, keeping Yell County Swiftwater rescue teams busy.
Rising waters from the flash floods, that's causing most of our problem.
Pulling victims out of the water and getting them medical attention for hypothermia.
The water temperature is extremely cold. It's down in the 40s.
They have been getting call after call. Tom Berryhill with Yell County Mounted Patrol says he hasn't seen anything like this for at least a decade.
They were just back to back. We'd be finishing up with one call and we would have another one immediately thereafter.
As the water keeps rising, Brittany says this is a flood she will never forget.
Just watching it bring the big limbs and the logs and people's furniture and stuff down, I think just the powerful force of it, how dangerous it truly is.
And according to officials here in Yell County, there has been no serious injuries as a result of these high waters. According to the National Weather Service, the river here crested earlier today and starting to slowly go down. Of course, good news for folks out here in Danville. Reporting live in Danville, I'm Stephanie Sharp. Back to you.
Stephanie, let me ask you this. Were most of these rescues today conducted on the victims themselves? Were they stuck in cars, or were these also possibly, were they stuck in homes that needed to be rescued? Do we know?
Well, you know, there were a couple of different evacuations. I know Yell County Sheriff, they did evacuate one home. There was a family of 5 inside. And also, as far as the Swiftwater rescue, the one that we were able to go to, it was a group of men. They were actually in a boat. They were duck hunting. Their boat ended up sinking. They went downriver. They latched onto a couple of limbs, and luckily Swiftwater rescue crews were able to get to them quickly, get them out, no serious injuries. So good news for the people here in Yell County.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Stephanie, thank you very much. We're also getting reports of heavy flooding in Polk and Scott County areas. Here's a look at some video that viewers have been sending in. At one point, officials told us every road in Scott County was closed because of the rising water. And many people still feeling the effect of yesterday's storms. Take a look at this video of Highway 67, 167. That's between Cabot in Jacksonville, where this video was taken. Slow going, as you can see here, as water consumed most of the highway. Certainly a reminder to all of us to slow down, and whatever you do, don't drive through standing water. It can, of course, be dangerous. Of course, we will be following these developments throughout the night, keeping you and your family safe. We'll keep you up to date on the air, online, and on our mobile app. We'll have more team coverage tonight for you on Fox 16 News at 9. Coming up, Chief Meteorologist Jeff Baskin has your full forecast when Fox 16 News at 5:30 returns.